Today I'm updating all my keyboard and mouse settings for 2024 Modern Warfare 3, so pay attention right now. Starting off with my keyboard, specifically my mouse settings. For mouse sensitivity, I rock 3 and I have 1000 DPI. Like last year, I'm still rocking the G305 Lightspeed mouse. I do want to try something different, so if y'all have any suggestions, leave them down below. Any of the multipliers, they're still at 1. I don't really change anything when it comes to that. ADS sensitivity multiplier is still the same at 1. However, like last year, you're gonna want to change your ADS sensitivity transition timing to instant. That way, whenever you press ADS on your mouse button, it's like instant timing. It's not like dependent on the pressure, how much pressure you put on that button. It's instant. So that's probably the biggest change that I would suggest for a lot of y'all. ADS sensitivity multiplier focus 1, relative sensitivity type, sensitivity zoom off. A lot of this stuff I have on off, or I just haven't changed it. But yeah, that's really it for the mouse. I don't really change too much. But for the movement keybinds, WSAD, like typical every single game that you have on keyboard and mouse. Jump mantles on spacebar. For me, I have prone/dive on F, just because, you know, F is sort of the quickest button I have next to like my left index finger, so I just have it on F. Crouch and slide, I personally have on caps lock. For sprint, now this one doesn't have a keybind. Now I'll get to that in a second. For interact, I also have C, but the reason I also don't have sprint on a certain keybind is because if you go to movement advanced keybinds, I have my sprint on tactical sprint. Especially when you're doing a tactical sprint. First of all, tactical sprint is the fastest way to move across the game. Whenever your tactical sprint runs out, you're sprinting by default. So the way I have it is to where tactical sprint, I have on my mouse button to my left, this one right here. So that way, whenever I can only do tactical sprint essentially, and whenever my tactical sprint runs out, I'm already doing a normal sprint regardless. That way I don't have to have automatic tac sprint on in my settings, and I have complete control whenever I want to walk versus when I want to run. For combat keybinds, firing and aiming down sight, those are just the 2 mouse buttons that are on my mouse. Reload is on R. Next weapon, I do YY a lot. It's just sort of a natural instinct, and I have that on my mouse wheel. Weapon mount is on 4. That's, you know, Warzone if you want to do that. Tactical stance, I have it on L specifically because I know for a fact that I will not be able to touch tactical stance. So I have it literally on the keybind that is the furthest away from me. Weapon expect, I have on I. Fire mode's on B. Weapon melee, I have on X. Lethal equipment, that's going to be my mouse button. So whenever I press down on my mouse wheel, that way I can throw my like grenades and things like that. Tactical equipment, stims, stuns, flashes, smokes, that's going to be for E on my button. Again, E and F are really close, so that's why I have like diving on F and then like tacticals on like E, just because like at a click of a button, I just have to move my left index finger like not too super duper far. So that's why I have it on E. Field upgrade is on Q. Again, that's more so for my ring finger on my left hand. That way I can just take it off caps lock and just like throw a trophy real quick. Armor plate and drop item. This is again for Warzone. Typically when I'm playing Warzone, I'll have it on tab, but for multiplayer, I have tab on scoreboard because I technically always like to see how many kills I'm having. So yeah, for Warzone, I'd normally have this on tab. Scoreboard, here's tab. Scoreboard for Battle Royales on Central. I don't think I really care that much for that. Backpacks on all. Maps on T. Pinging is Z. And a lot of this really doesn't matter. This is just like menu stuff. So crouch behavior we have on toggle. Prone behavior toggle. Automatic sprint is off. Tactical sprint behavior is on single tap sprint. Walk behavior is on hold. Automatic airborne mantle off. Automatic ground mantle off. Grounded mantle is on off. Slide and dive activation and slide and dive behavior. You're gonna want to have this on independent because a lot of people, when it comes to sliding and diving, they like to have it on the same button because last year nobody slid for the life of them. So, but this year, now that we can slide cancel and we can dive independently, you want it on independent because if they're binded to the same button, the game might have some sort of weird sort of transition timing to where it's like they don't know if you're trying to do a slide cancel or whether you're trying to dive. Accidentally causes a delay in your slide cancel. Have this on independent, probably a really important setting for the game. Slide and dive behavior I have on standard. Tap to slide and hold to dive. Plane only for auto parachute, auto deploy. This needs to get off. This needs to turn off. Aimed out sights behavior is on hold. Change zoom activation, sprint, tactical sprint, equipment behavior. I mean, I could probably look over this right now. Not a lot of this is really that important. I'm not gonna lie. Like quick C4 detonation. I don't rock C4, so a lot of this stuff really doesn't matter. Now moving on to my graphic settings, we have our display mode, which is full screen exclusive. For display monitor, I just have it on the monitor I've selected, which is my 1440p monitor. I rock a 3080 Ti on my PC. My monitor is 144 hertz. Display resolution, I have it on 1440p just for like sight lines and making sure I can see things easier. Aspect ratio is on automatic. Display gamma is on 2.2, which is good for a monitor. Brightness I have on 56, but I also have like different settings when it comes to my monitor, so I just have it kind of at the sort of middle of the pack. For NVIDIA Reflex low latency, I have it on plus boost. Eco mode preset. Now this is actually a new setting that I think that got added like a couple days after the game came out. So this helps with power saving features that the energy that you're consuming for the game doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on like your PC. I have it on only because, I mean, for me, I'm still getting a lot of good frames on the game. I probably could test it out and have it on maybe like low consumption or even like off, only because I do want to see how it works with my PC, if it gets me more frames, things like that. But again, anything to sort of help your PC when it comes to the wear and tear on it, I mean, I'm just going to rock with it till I have it on efficiency, and it was sort of added out of nowhere, so I haven't changed it. VSync, you're going to want to have this off. I have mine on custom frame rate. Now, a lot of people, especially when I had my PC optimized, you don't want to have it on unlimited because it's just sort of wasting performance when it comes to frames on, let's say, the menu or like a pre-cut scene. So you're going to want to have it on custom. I have mine on 300 for the game, 60 for the menu, and then 30 when I'm like tabbed out of the game. Focus mode I have on 90, and then HDR, high dynamic range, I just have it off for colors. For quality, my render resolution is on 100%, which equals to 1440p. I have dynamic resolution off. Upscaling and sharpening. Fidelity FX Cast has been really popular since Vanguard. It helps with your frames and it makes your game look really, really crispy. I have my upscaling strength on 100. I know some people do rock a 90 though, so that's just whatever personal preference. Path tracing and ray reconstruction, I have this on off. VRAM scale target, I think I had this on 90 last year. I dropped this down to 80, and this actually might help with my frames. Variable rate shading, I don't even know what this is. I literally just saw this for the first time. I have it on. What does it even do? Activated technique improves performance at a low visual cost by controlling where additional quality is needed in this image. Oh, that's actually not bad. For multiplayer, I mean, you're basically seeing the whole map regardless. So this is actually probably something I'd have on. Text resolution, I have on very, very low. Depth of field, I have off. If you have depth of field on, turn it off. Detail quality level, I have on high. Particle resolution, I have on very low. Bullet impacts, this also has something to do with your GPU. I have mine on off. Persistent effects, I have on off. Shader quality, I have on low. On-demand texture streaming, I have on off. This definitely can affect your PC when it comes to packet burst. I had to think about it for a minute. But yeah, so packet burst, like if you have this on, a lot of people have had issues with it when it comes to packet burst, so I'd recommend having it off. Local texture or streaming quality, I have on low. Shadow quality, I have on low. Screen space shadows, I have on low. Ambient inclusion, I have off. Screen space reflections, or yeah, I have it on off. Static reflection quality on low. Environment tessellations off. Volumetric quality I have on off. Deferred physics quality I have off. Weather grids volume I have on low. So like how rain looks on your character, like I don't care about that. Water quality I have on water plastics. I actually kind of have to figure out what this does because I feel like I can put it on off. For view, I have my FOV on 115. So I know a lot of people in multiplayer will go with 100. Warzone is usually 120. I have it sort of in the middle, so I don't really have to change that much. Plus I'm on keyboard and mouse, so it's not really like a big deal when it comes to looking down at sightlines and things like that. So I just rock at 115. ADS field of view I have on affected. Weapon field of view I have on wide. This basically means that like the weapon doesn't take up as much space on my screen when it's on wide compared to narrow or default. Third person field of view, I mean, it's on 90. I don't really play on third person. Vehicle field of view I have on default. Camera, if these two are on, turn them off immediately. Film grain I have on 0. First person camera movement, basically all the camera movements, again, I have it on least. For my audio, I rock with PC speaker. A lot of people have actually been talking about headphone bass boost. I just rock on PC speaker for now. I just haven't changed it. Stereo output, 42 master volume. These are the more specific settings I have. I have my music on 0. Dialogue I have on 50. Effects I have on 100. A lot of this stuff really doesn't matter. It's like voice chat, things like that, whatever. Now, these are probably a couple of settings that you probably didn't know about but are extremely underrated when it comes to this game. So for one, subtitles are off. That's really like personal preference, things like that. But color customization, some people will ask me like, yo, how do you get the diamonds to be pink, or how do you get the diamonds to be this color instead of that color? Whenever you want to change certain colors on your like mini map HUD and things like that, you come to color customization. So again, you go to interface, color customization. I have mine on custom. So for me, I'm yellow and the team's blue. I have my enemies as pink. That way, like, especially for a lot of the maps, nothing is this shade of pink. So whenever you do see somebody's diamond, it sticks out like a sore thumb. So you're going to be seeing a lot of diamonds, especially across the map. And also, a lot of people have been asking me how my colors look really, really vibrant. Well, it's a mix of a couple of different things. For one, it's a mix of like my video settings. But however, especially for a lot of people on console, they may not have the option to do that. I recommend going to filter 2, because whenever I have it on none, it definitely looks a lot more bland, but whenever I put it back on filter 2, it looks a bit more brighter. So I have that for filter 2, both color filter target, and then I have the world and color intensity both on 100 as well. So that's definitely a quick hack if you want to save frames on your PC and not using video filters, but also make your game a bit more vibrant. And for the HUD, this is definitely really important. A lot of people will have it on a circle, but there's a lot that you probably will be missing. So I have it on square, mini map rotations on, horizontal compass on. I have crosshairs on 100% of the time. Basically, I'd recommend having this on as well. Yeah, and a lot of this stuff really doesn't matter as well. That is going to be my update for Modern Warfare 3 for my keyboard and mouse settings. If you're not even a keyboard and mouse player, hopefully you took something from this, whether it's like the visual settings, whether it's the color settings. Hopefully something helped you out in this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to go play some pubs.